Hello Arts and Science Co-op students. My name is Mariam Irshad and I serve as Business Development Coordinator with the Arts and Science Co-op. Today I will talk about summer studentship opportunities that hospitals, research institutes and universities offer. This information will particularly help co-op students seeking summer 2020 work term who are interested in research roles in these institutions. The good news is that summer studentship roles can be used to fulfill Arts and Science Co-op work term requirements if they meet 4 criteria. Number 1, the co-op student is supervised. Second, the studentship is a duration of at least 3 months with a minimum of 30 hours per week and at least 420 hours worked during a work term. Third, the position is paid. And lastly, the supervisor agrees to participate in a midterm evaluation and the midterm site visit meeting conducted by a business development coordinator, and there is a brief final evaluation also completed by the employer. Now let's hear from the students who have secured the summer studentships in the past years.
Being a neuroscience student, you have a lot to do. You learn a lot about the brain, and Baycrest is one of the leading research facilities that deals with brain research and brain diseases and psychology. So in the application process, I was as open as possible. I listed whatever experiences that I thought was relevant, including my volunteer experience. So I have some volunteer experience in a lab here at school. Don't worry about not having any experience. The best thing that you can do is make the best out of your situation. So definitely try and convert, like I mentioned earlier, all of the skills that you think that you learn in class and in your labs, try and put that into your resume, because employers definitely look at that. They don't expect everybody to have experience, and even if you have like just regular part-time job experience, that's also helpful because you do sometimes do patient interactions, so working and talking to customers really does help.
There are some things that I would suggest for you to prepare in advance, for first and second year students. If you cannot find program relevant positions like for a part-time job, then maybe you can try to do some volunteering or join the student clubs. Also, what you can do is you can try to do your private projects. The individual projects are really adding highlights to your resume.
I guess these kind of internships with your prof largely depends on you contacting the prof yourself and then having them to know you better.
So what you can do is you can do some research on professor's background and what project they're doing. There is a list of all the professors that are available to supervise you, and you can check their website to see if you do have your program is super matches to their research interest, or they have a project that really attracts you and you really want to join. And also try to show your initiative and your passion of participating in their projects.
Well, if you're going into graduate studies, this is a great thing to put as your experience because you already have done research similar in a graduate environment. But if you're planning to do, I guess, apply it to your job somewhere else in a company, you can also say that you've worked in a graduate lab and they will take that as a pretty good experience.
If you're not confident about applying, I would say just jump in and do it. Go outside your comfort zone a little bit. It'll only bring good things for you. Again, even if you don't get the job, if you get interviews, it's good interview experience, and you do get experience writing applications and tailoring your resume to different jobs. So that's always super beneficial and helpful.
So what have we learned from our co-op student success? They started early, around late November, in their selection of summer studentships they wanted to apply. It allowed them to review each studentship guideline, gather required application documents, and be prepared for an interview. A scientist may offer an interview as early as mid to late December. Another tip from your peers is to send an email of interest by December to potential supervisors of those studentships, where a student is required to secure a supervisor and then submit the application along with their supervisor. Students shared that they mention in their email of interest why they are interested in the scientist research. In addition, they stated about their high cumulative GPA, their lab skills or relevant work experience in a lab or clinical research setting. Finally, if you're seeking summer 2020 work term and a scientist to whom you have applied for a studentship has questions about co-op program or they would like to offer to you a studentship, I would be pleased to talk to them or email requested information to them.